Hey guys, what's up? I'm Zach. Welcome to my soapbox. This is the first soapbox video from back in the day when I was just on Facebook. In about a little over 4 years, people still ask about me for it and about it to this day. So here I am. I'm back. I don't know how everything's gonna go. I don't know how often I'm gonna be uploading videos. Used to be once a week every Friday. We might go back to that. We might make it 2 weeks. We might make it once a month or just whenever I feel like it. But anyways, I'm Zach. Welcome to Zach's Soapbox. And I was thinking about doing something a little more intellectual, but I figured for the first video, let's just do something a little bit lighter and a little bit more personal, being it's Zach's Soapbox and I'm Zach. So on this channel, we're going to talk about whatever I feel like talking about, an idea. We talk philosophy. We talk, various topics, different things. I share poetry. I share stored stories, ideas, and different things on my mind. I'm wheelchair bound, so I talk about like life in a wheelchair and things and observations I've made from being in a wheelchair and having a disability and things like that. That sort of thing. We talk about all kinds of different things here on the soapbox, and it's me. It's raw. It's unfiltered, and you take it or leave it. But anyways, I hope you enjoy or get something out of this. So I'm going to talk about, for the first video back, I'm going to talk about how Vegas has changed me and about how I'm a different person today. I've kind of thought of 5 things, and I'll kind of elaborate on them and then upload it to YouTube, and then that'll be the first video out of the gate. Right now I'm just using a picture of myself for this channel, but after a while, maybe we'll come up with a graphic or a logo, and I'll use that for the, picture for the channel. But until then, here we are. But anyways, let's get it on. I don't want to make it too long here. One thing I noticed about moving to Vegas from Pennsylvania, rural Pennsylvania, where I'm from, is that I have a lot more confidence now because I've been through so much, having to move during a pandemic, with my disability, with my wheelchair, everything. The first night I was here, I had to sleep on the floor because I had no furniture, and they delivered furniture and everything the next day. But the first night I was here, I used dirty clothes out of my suitcase as a pillow and just kind of laid on the floor. But so if you looked at that from where I started to where I am almost 5 years later, it'll be 5 years. I moved out here July 7th of this year. So we're about 2 months away from 5 years of me being in Vegas already. And for the first, till like last year, I really, really wanted to move back. But to be honest, the longer I'm here now, the more I kind of feel like I'm better off here, because at least here, as I will mention, I'm fully independent. I don't have to depend on anyone. Whereas, see, if I go home, I don't really have much of a support system in the first place. I have family and I have relatives and everything there, but they're so caught up in their own lives and they have their own turmoil and issues that they're not really helpful anyway. And at least here, I don't have to depend on anyone for anything. But the first thing I noticed is I have a lot more confidence. But that first year I was here, let's see, I had my credit card stolen and I had to cancel it and get a new one. I was bit by a spider and it got infected. I got burnt from a cup of coffee the first year and had like a 2nd-degree burn on my leg. But I overcame it all. As shitty as it was, and as shitty, I'm poor and I'm low income, and I'm, in a low income neighborhood too. So the drama and trouble that comes with that. But that's anywhere and that's everywhere. And I'm kind of to the point now I'm better off on my own. But I have a lot more confidence, I tend to walk higher. To relate into the second thing, I know that no matter what happens, I'm always going to make it. And no matter what life throws at me, I know that it's never the end. And I always have found a way to overcome and survive. And that's what I do best. Sometimes I feel like I'm just surviving and not living, but it is what it is. I'm living a lot more now than I ever could. I couldn't even go back in rural Pennsylvania. I couldn't even take myself to a movie or nothing like that. I'm gonna give you another example of the confidence. I even asked out a Las Vegas showgirl here in town. She turned me down, but at least I had the confidence to approach a woman and ask her out, which is something that the old me probably would have never had a chance to do, let alone do it at all. You know what I mean? Another thing is, my wheelchair isn't a big deal. Like back home, one of the first things people ask is, "Oh, what happened to you?" Or, can we talk about the elephant in the room? Or, what's wrong with you? Or something like that. Before they even ask your name most of the time, which my name is not wheelchair, it's not cerebral palsy, it's not disability. And my name is Zach, Whereas at least here they ask you your name first. I've had some people ask, what happened or why or whatever, but not really, you know what I mean? People just go up and start talking to me as if nothing ever happened, And I think part of that's because it's a service town and they see people from all over the world and different cultures and different backgrounds to where it's not really a big deal, and what I mean, and things like that. So, but like I said about confidence, I mean, that'll, being independent will do that to you. But, okay, number 4, I'm not going to tolerate being picked on. I'm a grown-ass man. I'm 40 years old. Whereas, like, back where I was before, because you're the one in the small town who's different, you're the one that's kind of, like I had a friend who probably really wasn't much of a friend. He was the type of friend who I used to hang out with him and have a beer on Sunday and watch ball game and shit like that. But it's always like the one that always is kind of picking on you. And I could see picking on you and razzing on your buddy to a certain extent. But also to the type where they kind of think it's funny to make fun of you or kind of pick on you to the point of where it upsets you and then laugh about it. Like get you all angry and then laugh about it. And it's like, really, man, that's no friend at all. So one thing I've learned is don't tolerate people's shit just because they tolerate you. You know what I mean? And I am a full person and I am a human being and I'm 40 years old and I'm not going to let nobody talk to me like I'm a perpetual child. Sometimes there's a tendency to want to infantilize, particularly like disabled people, and there's a tendency to want to kind of, treat them childlike forever. Well, I got news for you. I'm not a child and I'm 40 years old and I'll knock the shit out of you. But anyways, the 5th thing I notice is I'm able to be fully independent. I'm able to get groceries, fully delivered. I mean, everything from ice cream to oranges to chicken to, whereas before, with the old system back east, I was only able to get like canned goods, and instead of having milk for coffee in the morning, which I like milk in my coffee, I had to use like the powdered cream, stuff like that. So here I'm able to be fully independent. Like this Saturday, I'm going to go see AC/DC at Allegiant Stadium. You know what I mean? I could have never did that back home because they're coming to Pittsburgh too, to where the Steelers play. But that's 60, 70 miles away. And unless somebody's going to take you, you can't go. Plus, when people used to take you places, they'd take you, but then you got to pay for parking, you got to pay for food, you got to pay for t-shirt, you got to pay for this, pay for that, and everything like that, you know what I mean? So then is it really, like say with all them years going to Ozfest, that was supposed to be my birthday present. But really, it ain't my birthday present if I'm paying for it, is it? So I'm able to be fully independent. So then one nice thing is you're able to kind of tell everybody to kiss your ass. So that kind of, builds confidence. But anyways, coming up on about 10 minutes, I hope you enjoyed just hearing me rant a little bit, just kind of a brain dropping, a little bit of an idea I had, a little bit of something on my mind. I'm going to try to make this a weekly thing, I think, like I used to, but, all right, guys, thanks for listening, man. Be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, all that good bullshit, and, take it easy, and I will see you later.